Hey there, and welcome back to NatureOlogies by DIY Nature. A couple of weeks ago, a viewer asked if I could do more videos on the functions of plants. This somehow got me wondering, how do humans DIY nature to improve their own comfort? It turns out that even on a small scale, like a quarter-acre lot, plants can significantly influence temperature, humidity, even wind flow in their immediate surroundings. The impact might not be as dramatic as a dense forest, but the principles remain the same. Today, I'm breaking down the science behind how plants affect our microclimates, so stay tuned to see which strategic landscaping choices can improve your home's energy efficiency, as well as craft a breezy backyard oasis. Trees, shrubs, vines, grasses, herbaceous plants reduce the amount of solar radiation hitting the ground and structures, preventing heat buildup. Not exactly up to speed on what heat buildup is? Let me explain. Have you ever noticed that walking through a tree-lined street feels way cooler than walking across a parking lot in the middle of summer? That's not just your imagination, it's science. But I'm sure you knew that. You're probably thinking to yourself, duh, it's cooler in the shade, no direct sun equals cooler temps. And you would be absolutely correct. But what if I told you that the shaded street would still be the cooler way to go even an hour or more after sundown? It's true. So why is this so? Well, materials like asphalt and concrete have a low albedo, meaning they absorb more heat than they reflect. During the day, these hard surfaces absorb solar energy and re-radiate it at night, making cities, your neighborhood, and even your yard significantly warmer than nearby rural areas. Let's test this out. Using an infrared thermometer, you can measure the temperature of different surfaces. All right, here I'm using my infrared doodad to measure the temperature of the sidewalk as well as the driveway. That's snow there, and then the asphalt road. And you can see that the temperature of the asphalt there is warmer than the light colored concrete here, even the light colored driveway. But then, let me find if I can aim it right. This is still the wet asphalt, and here you can see the dry asphalt is much hotter. Lawns, gardens, and plant-covered areas reflect more sunlight than asphalt or concrete, reducing heat absorption. Shade from a mature tree can reduce surface temperatures by 20 to 45%, lowering the overall ambient temperatures as well. Even mulched surface areas stay cooler than bare soil or artificial turf, helping to reduce heat buildup on your property. All right, shade aside, even a few trees and shrubs can lower air temperatures by 2 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit through evaporative cooling. Evaporation occurs when liquid water absorbs heat energy and transforms into water vapor. This phase change requires energy, which is taken from the surrounding environment, cooling it down. In many plants, water is continuously being sucked up from the roots through the stem and into the leaves. When the water reaches the leaves, much of it is released through the stomata, the tiny pores, also used for absorbing and releasing gases. This process is known as transpiration. Once the water is on the surface of the plant, the water evaporates. More specifically, the water molecules gain kinetic energy from heat in the air or on the leaf's surface. When they have enough energy, the molecules break free from the liquid phase and enter into the atmosphere as gas. The heat used in this process is called latent heat vaporization, which is taken away from the surface and the surrounding area, lowering the temperature. Evaporation is a key process in cooling both natural environments and human-made spaces. This type of heat transfer also occurs when you sweat and when your dog pants. Planting native species adapted to your climate maximizes this cooling effect while also minimizing water use. Are you thinking what I think you're thinking? Yes. Transpiration releases water vapor, which slightly increases humidity in the immediate area. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air, and it has a major impact on temperature, plant growth, and local weather conditions. Understanding how humidity interacts with heat and plants can help us to optimize our landscapes for a comfortable, energy efficient, and ecologically balanced environment. More plants equals more moisture equals cooler air. A well-planted yard can create a mini oasis by increasing humidity and lowering temperatures. The more densely planted the area, the stronger the effect. All right, I know it seems counterintuitive that high humidity can both make humans feel hotter and help cool an area. But the key is how humidity interacts with temperature, evaporation, and heat transfer. Humidity affects how we perceive temperature, but it doesn't necessarily mean the environment is hotter. When humidity is high, sweat evaporates more slowly because the air is already full of moisture. Since evaporation removes heat, less evaporation means less cooling for our bodies. This makes the air feel hotter and sticky, but the actual temperature hasn't changed. Hence, a 90-degree day with 80% humidity feels like 105. Even though high humidity makes humans feel hot, it reduces the overall heating in the environment. More moisture in the air helps form clouds, which reflect sunlight and prevent extreme heating. This is why humid areas like rainforests don't get as scorching hot as dry deserts do during the day. Here's what it boils down to, pun intended. Water vapor is a heat buffer. It absorbs thermal energy and reduces temperature fluctuations. In humid environments, daytime heat is less intense compared to dry regions where heat spikes. Humidity plays a role in air purification and moisture retention too. Though individual yards don't create rainfall like large forests do, a well-planted yard retains moisture better than with lots of pavement or lawn. More trees and plants mean better rain absorption, reducing runoff and keeping moisture in the soil longer. Plants also modify wind patterns by acting as natural barriers that slow, redirect, or diffuse air movement. The extent of their impact depends on the plant's height, density, and structure. When wind encounters plants, it must either go through, go around, or go over them. Here's the scientific explanation. The denser and taller the plants, the more they reduce wind speed. Tall trees and shrubs slow down and deflect wind, reducing its force. A row of trees can reduce wind speed by up to 50%, up to 10 times the height of the trees downwind. Ground cover and low shrubs minimize wind at ground level, preventing soil erosion, while grasses and perennials absorb and scatter wind energy, which may reduce gusts. When it comes to landscaping, think about installing windbreaks. Rows of trees, shrubs, or other vegetation strategically planted to reduce wind speed, control erosion, and create a more stable microclimate. They are commonly used in both rural and suburban landscapes to protect homes, gardens, and agricultural fields. With that said, most of us don't have much land to work with. In that case, permeability is the key. A windbreak with 40 to 60% density, like a row of mixed shrubs and trees, slows wind without creating turbulence. Solid barriers like a wall actually cause wind to accelerate, going over and around, at times increasing wind speed in certain areas. Now, on the other hand, you do have the option to harness the wind to cool your yard and your home. Southern architecture has long used wind and shade to naturally cool homes, reducing the need for artificial cooling. Traditional designs like wraparound porches, breezeways, raised foundations, and high ceilings maximize airflow and allow heat to escape. Open layouts and structurally placed windows encourage cross ventilation, while deep overhangs, verandas, and shaded courtyards block direct sunlight. Landscaping also plays a key role. Deciduous trees on the west and south sides provide shade in the summer while allowing warmth in the winter. And climbing vines or pergolas help keep exterior walls cool. Scientifically, these techniques work by leveraging evaporative cooling, the Venturi effect, and thermal mass. Breezes passing over trees and shaded areas pick up moisture, lowering temperatures, while narrow openings accelerate airflow, enhancing ventilation. Light-colored walls and materials like brick absorb cool nighttime air and release it slowly during the day. These passive cooling strategies, still used in energy-efficient home design, show how thoughtful architecture and landscaping can significantly reduce indoor temperatures and energy costs. Speaking of money, here is some earth-loving wisdom on how you can leverage native plants and clever landscape designs to create a comfy outdoor oasis that will save you some time and money on your energy bill. To create a cooler outdoor space that helps save on energy costs, start by planting native deciduous trees like red maple or northern red oak. You place these on the west and south sides of your home so that these trees will provide vital shade in the summer, reducing heat absorption by your home, and in the winter, their leaf drop allows sunlight to warm your space. In smaller yards, consider American hornbeam or black cherry, which offer cooling shade without taking up too much room. In addition to trees, native vines like Virginia creeper or clematis can be trained to climb trellises or pergolas, creating shade over patios, windows, and exterior walls. These vines not only cool the surrounding air, but also block direct sunlight from heating up your house. Create shade with evergreen shrubs and hedges. For year-round coverage, plant evergreen shrubs such as inkberry holly or eastern red cedar along the walls or fences to act as windbreaks. These help reduce the need for heating in cooler months by protecting your home from harsh winds, ultimately lowering your energy bill. Install ground covers to lower soil temperature. Ground covers like golden ragwort, wild ginger, or violets can also help lower soil temperatures by blocking sunlight, keeping your outdoor space cooler and reducing heat reflection back toward your home or you during a barbecue. For hardscaping, opt for light-colored stones or gravel, which reflect heat instead of absorbing it, at least absorb it less. Pair them with native grasses like little blue stem or blue fuscus to tolerate dry conditions and help reduce the urban heat island effect. Design cross ventilation. This is probably the coolest way to arrange your yard. Arrange plants in such a way that they funnel breezes through your outdoor space, helping to naturally cool the area. Openings like gaps in hedges or paths with tall plants on either side allow the wind to move through and refresh the air for you. Even on a small lot, plants directly influence temperature, humidity, wind, and energy use. Thoughtful landscaping can amplify these effects, turning your outdoor space into a comfortable, energy-efficient area. By incorporating native plants and smart landscaping strategies, you can significantly reduce your environmental impact and lower your energy costs. This not only creates a cooler, more sustainable environment for both your indoor and outdoor spaces, but also supports local ecosystems. Take action with DIY nature to transform your space into a comfy, eco-friendly haven. Do you love this idea but aren't quite sure where to start? Join my EcoGarden Masterclass, where I'll guide you through planning, designing, and installing your very own native plant garden that maximizes sustainability and energy efficiency, making your outdoor space both beautiful and functional. I can't wait to see you there. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening.